Shall we begin? The winter is coming. I can do this all day.
Tear down this wall.
Ikuzo.
Ladies and gentlemen from Hendersonville, Tennessee, the world's greatest singer, the world's greatest entertainer, and one of the greatest wrestling icons of all time. He's flashy third-generation superstar, Hall of Famer, rock star, former world heavyweight champion, and one of the most decorated wrestlers in the history of the industry. Let me welcome J-E-F-F, J-A-R-R-E-T, that's double J, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff, welcome to the Ikuzo Unscripted podcast. I don't want to piss you off, but have to ask, are you ready to go genuine, uncensored, and unscripted?
I appreciate you having me on. You know, I obviously I can tell that English is not your first language.
Yep.
But I am super impressed. You did the whole spelling and no, I appreciate you having me, guys. You guys have me on today. So ready to chat and let's roll.
Yeah. Listen, kind of the first thing I want to know is you're good with everybody in professional wrestling. I mean, you started TNA in 2002, but today you are good with everybody. You appeared on the AAA show. You're on contract with WWE. You still remain on good relations with all promotions, basically. How do you do that? How do you remain in this? Because pro wrestling is a kind of a, you know, it can get rough with the relations and people and egos. How do you remain good with everyone?
You know, that is something that obviously through the years, my family, my father wrestled and promoted, and my grandmother didn't wrestle, but she promoted as well. So look, I didn't always take their advice like I probably should have. And I've had my ups and downs with different promotions. And, you know, it's not like it's always been that way, but through the years, I think at the end of the day, having an open and transparent and being open for communication. But, you know, I am very blessed and grateful for my career. You referenced that, you know, I have worked for WWE, WCW, founding TNA, AAA, New Japan, worked all over the world, India, all points in between. So, you know, I've been around that a long time, and I feel grateful for that. But, you know, going through life, we all have our ups and downs. I'll just say that. But, you know, launching the podcast and getting to reflect on the career has been a lot of fun. And so that highlights the highs and the lows, so to speak, of my relationships in the industry.
Yeah. And now AEW has become the prominent asset to the wrestling world. And are there any connections between TNA starting and AEW now? Where do you see it in year, in 5?
You know, AEW, you know, they started, they're coming up on year 3, I believe. Yep. And so it's the landscape, not just in the wrestling industry, but in the entertainment industry has radically changed. In 2002, it was still the age of cable television here in America and globally as well. You know, and even globally, the pay-per-view market wasn't anywhere like it is now. So the startup timeframes are completely different. We are now, you know, when we started TNA, there was no social media, no Twitter, no Instagram, no Facebook, no YouTube. You think about what an integral role social media and digital and obviously streaming plays in the industry now. So it's really not a comparison on that. Also, when we started, there was only, on a global sense, there was only the WWE. There was only really one promotion. Nowadays, AAA in Mexico, New Japan, and I'm just hitting some highlights, but I mean, Progress Wrestling, Game Changer Wrestling, the NWA, AEW. There's promotions all over the world. I mean, there's independent promotions in South America, in India. Literally, it's a global form of entertainment. And so lots and lots of content out there. You can go on YouTube, and me and you could watch fresh content for the next couple of months and never run out. It's just how it is today. So very, very different time frame. I'm happy for the Khan family to make such a, you know, candidly, an enormous financial investment into the industry, which I believe helps everyone.
Great. Listen, one of my Peter's and my favorite superstar in the WWE currently now is Elias or Ezekiel right now. You came back and you work with him, and many great legends came back, spoke about him in high regard, pinning him as a WWE Championship material. What do you? I don't know if you follow right now, but he changed his gimmick into Ezekiel. We don't like it very much. What do you think future holds for Elias or Ezekiel right now? Do you think that WWE is still gonna do something big with him? How do you see that going on?
It goes without saying that, when I entered the Royal Rumble in 19, he was one, I was two. And, although it was very brief, there was really good chemistry. I wrestled him on Raw and, for the next couple of weeks, there was that, but he has and I'm a huge fan of him. He's got a really unique skill set. He connects with the audience. It's different. He's not an over-the-top character by any stretch of the imagination. He's not super flamboyant, but he has a different vibe, I call it, a different, unique kind of charisma that I believe he connects emotionally. But, when you really look at what's going on with Ezekiel, you cannot help but think of Elias when you see Ezekiel. You just referenced him as Elias, and his name now is Ezekiel. So there is
it's his younger brother.
Yeah, exactly. There's an undercurrent of Elias without Elias being there. I'm very excited about the future and where it's going to take us. With a few weeks off, and Elias goes on when Ezekiel goes on a global search looking for his older brother Elias, I'll just say this. I hope he finds him one day. You never, ever know.
And when you came back, you met with AJ Styles after so many years again. That's right. And how it felt seeing him again. He's still on the top. He's one of the best performers in the industry.
Yeah, AJ Styles, we go way back, obviously 2002, the founding of TNA, and truly phenomenal athlete, phenomenal, more importantly, phenomenal human being. And I couldn't be more happy for him and his success and, his travels through TNA, and then went off to Japan and really made a name for himself in another promotion. And then obviously that opened the doors with his TNA history, with his New Japan history. And when he entered the Royal Rumble that year in Orlando, it was a special moment. And he has what a run he's had at WWE, and I couldn't be happier for him.
Jeff, unfortunately, we don't have enough time. We would talk with you all day, definitely. But as a last thing, can you give us a Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, in your opinion?
It's really, really hard. And it's funny, I'm doing media for the podcast, and I do it about once a month, aggregate interviews, and we talk about all the topics either that we've already coming up or however it may be. But, when you get into the Mount Rushmore, sometimes people will say, it's so hard because, you can do a Mount Rushmore of heels and baby faces and different generations and different eras. When you really drill it all in, I think at the end of the day, a guy that just, was inducted in the Hall of Fame, Undertaker, he has got such a, so again, to name four, it's tough because you're going to get into the debate of, well, Rock wasn't around long enough, but no, he's the biggest box office attraction in the world. And then you're going to have an argument for Flair, and then Hogan, and then Cena. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on and on. It's really, really tough. But, being that Mark just went in this year, you look at the run he had, he was consistent. Yes, he had injuries, but really from the time he entered in the late 80s all the way up through today, he has been a main event guy. Not many folks, if any, can really match that longevity and his stature in the business. So Taker's right up there.
Yeah. Randy's trying to do the same thing now. He's already 20 years in WWE. What do you think about Randy? How long will he be there?
You have to ask him, and I'm not sure he can give you the answer right now. But a fantastic performer, just incredible. So yeah.
And I just want to say I now know how I'm just geeking out here,
That's
how
good.
Pat McAfee feels on that commentary table every week, geeking out, seeing all those superstars from his childhood. This was really great opportunity to talk with you. And unfortunately, we don't have much time because of your busy schedule. And I hope we will have another opportunity, maybe to talk a little bit longer, not just jumping from team to team.
Sure. I appreciate you guys having me on. My World drops every Tuesday. We got some really cool talks coming up. We've got 52. We just celebrated our year anniversary. So appreciate you having me on today, and good luck to you guys in the future. And maybe I'll be back on sometime soon.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Guys, have a great day.
Ikuzo.